Hi, Fidelity Investments. This is Jeremy. Yeah, hi. Account number 666-666-6666. Yeah, hi. I just wanted to find out what my account balances were today. Let me guess. Record highs? What? There's been a problem. One of my stocks is down big. An analyst did what? An analyst has come out and downgraded one of my stocks, one of my biggest investments. Actually, it was my biggest investment recently. It just got topped by a new investment just because I've been funneling so much money into a new investment. But it is very, very close to being my very biggest investment. And it just got downgraded today by an analyst. And that is Callaway Golf. So Callaway took a dip of 7% today on the back of an analyst downgrade. Now, Callaway's been on fire. This has been a very hot stock this year. Even with today's 7+% drop, it's still up almost 18% year to date, and we're what, 3-4 months into the year, so it's been a very hot stock. Now, this analyst, he kind of goes into detail. We're going to look at everything he says and why he kind of downgraded this stock, but it's not like it's a super bad downgrade in the sense of like he's telling people to sell the stock. It's actually a neutral rating. So a lot of what he's talking about because the weather has been chilly, maybe there won't be as many people golfing. So Callaway Golf fell the most in more than a year Wednesday after an analyst at D.A. Davidson Company, who knows what the crap company that is, downgraded the company's shares to neutral from a buy. Neutral to from a buy. Basically what that means, let me explain that real quick. That basically means he's telling his clients that own this stock that if you already own the stock, you should hold the stock. You shouldn't necessarily sell it, but if you're a new investor, you shouldn't go out there and buy it. That's what basically a neutral rating means. The prolonged winter weather is stifling early season visits to courses, which may lead to more promotional activity and a smaller window to sell golf goods, analyst Andrew Burns said in a note. The cold, coupled with a strong new golf gear from rival brands Titleist, TaylorMade, and Ping, crimps potential gains for Callaway, he said. While we usually do not place a lot of emphasis on early season rounds played, we believe this persistent year-over-year decline creates limited visibility to upside scenarios, he said. Rounds played through February were down 7.2% compared to the same period a year ago. Callaway shares fell as much as 7%, obviously. The stock had gained 27% going into today. Golf has enjoyed a bump in television viewers. I know obviously I've talked about that with Tiger Woods coming back recently over the past month or two. It's, all the ratings have just been really, really strong there. In 2016, the U.S. had 23.8 million golfers, down 22% from its peak of 30 million in 2003. As you know, one of my theses behind Callaway Golf and my investment there is that golf has bottomed, and we're going to start, golf is going to start an upward trend once again. So that's one of my theses on why I own the stock. Retailers have been focused lately on becoming much leaner, shedding excess inventory as hundreds of golf courses closed across the country. However, with unfavorable weather through April and compelling product stories across all top brands, we see a dynamic, competitive environment emerging, he says here. Okay, so let's dissect what he has to say, and let's dissect, kind of where I'm at with Callaway Golf, right? Okay, so he's basically saying winter weather is hurting sales here in the early months of the season, right? Winter's usually very weak for golf because who's going out there and golfing in the middle of winter? Like golf is mainly a spring and summer sport, a little bit into fall, and then once it starts getting cold across much of the country, golf courses pretty much die, and snow starts falling and whatnot, and half the country you can't even golf, right? Out here in Vegas, you can golf year round. It's beautiful, Arizona, California, most places in Texas, Florida, places like that, you can golf literally year round. But for much of the country, golf is really only a spring and summer sport for the most part, okay? Meaning, golfers, they buy a lot of their new equipment, balls, clubs, things like that. They buy that type of stuff, sometime in March or April. But he's saying with the colder weather this year, it's pushing things back. He's also saying the competitive environment is a hard one, okay? That we can make arguments against and whatnot. So, where am I at with Callaway Golf? This is a long-term investment of mine. As you know, this is a stock I plan on holding for many, many years. I actually welcome any short-term weakness in Callaway because it's gotten up too much where I haven't even wanted to buy any more shares. I started buying Callaway Golf when it was like $14.78. That was my first batch of shares, $14.78. So then it's at $17.70 or whatever it was the other day, and I'm looking at Callaway and I'm like, why do I want to buy up here when I started buying so much lower and I already have a big position on the stock? So I welcome any short-term weakness because this is a company I believe in much for the long term over the next few years. I think golf has bottomed. I think, you know, the golfer numbers are going to start going up. They have a 15% ownership stake in Topgolf. If you've ever been to Topgolf, you know how much of a moneymaker those places are. They're like the hottest places you can freaking go. It's like you got to wait like an hour or two just to get a bay at one of these, if not 3-4 hours. Phenomenal company, very well run. It's a company I plan on holding for many years. So I welcome any short-term weakness. I hope they miss numbers and the stock goes down more and it gets back into the range of, let's say, $15 or so. I will become a big buyer of Callaway Golf once again. It's a long-term hold of mine. So analysts, you know, they can be your best friend, they can be your worst enemy. In this situation, it is a situation where, you know, I feel like the analyst is actually my friend by downgrading the stock because it's a stock I wanted to buy more shares of. It's just risen so fast that it's like, it's up 20+% since I bought my initial shares. Do I really want to buy at those prices? So I welcome this analyst, you know, kind of downgrading the stock here. There are certain stocks I hold sometimes where I don't want an analyst to downgrade it. I only want it to go up from there because I have no interest in buying more shares in that stock. But with Callaway, I really want to buy more shares in that stock. So I welcome any more downgrades out there and any short-term weakness because this is a company I believe in for the long term. But anyways, let me know if this is a stock you guys own, if this is a stock you pay attention to or I'm looking at or anything like that. I would love to hear from you guys in the comment section. What is your opinion on Analyst? I would love to hear from you guys down there in the comment section. As always, thank you for watching and have a great day.